The sky is a fire of orange and gold, reflecting a story that's getting so old. We're sitting on the porch, but we're looking at phones, ignoring the beauty in the marrow and bones. The light is a gift that we're throwing away at the end of a typical day. These are wasted sunsets and squandered up evenings, a collection of nothings and hollowed out feelings. We could have been dancing, we could have been wild, but we're just two adults who've forgotten the child. The horizon is burning, the horizon is white, while we're both rotting in the shadows inside. How many forevers did we let slip by, under the reach of a technicolor sky? We were waiting for someday, we were waiting for then, until we ran out of the wind. Now I'm watching the colors fade into the gray, watching the best of us wither away. The sun doesn't care if you're happy or sad. It'll burn through the good and it'll burn through the bad. But we didn't look up, we didn't even try to catch the last glow of the light in the sky. These are wasted sunsets and squandered up evenings, a collection of nothings and hollowed out feelings. We could have been dancing, we could have been wild, but we're just two adults who've forgotten the child. Fading, gone, wait for the dawn. I found it under the spare room bed, a cardboard coffin for the things we said. The tape was yellow and the edges were torn, a paper version of the day we were born. I sat on the floor and I broke the seal, waiting to see how the ghost would feel. It's a box of old letters, corroded in memories. The ink is fading like the leaves on the trees. I love you forever, I'll never let go. Words from a person I no longer know. beach. Now the sand is of dust and the sand is of rock. The physical proof of the we that is not. Should I burn them all? Should I let them fly under the reach of the charcoal sky? Or should I keep them as a monument to the pain, to the girl who believed in the sun and the rain? Fold them up, close the lid, hide the love like we always did. I'm looking at a photo from 1999. Before I drew a single heavy, bitter cold line. Your eyes were so wide and your heart was so new. You had no idea what I'd put you through. You believed in the magic and you believed in the spark. Before I invited in all of the dark. This is my apology to my younger self for leaving your dreams on a dusty old shelf, saying sorry to the girl with the sun in her hair, for all of the burdens I made you to bear. I let someone break you, I let someone stay until the forever just withered away. I traded your peace for a moment of heat, and I let the rejection become so complete. I should have protected the light in your chest. I should have given your spirit a rest, but I dragged you through thorns and I dragged you through fire to satisfy a hollow and a lonely desire. Can you forgive me for the scars on your skin, for the state of the wreckage that I'm living in? I'll try to be kinder, I'll try to be wise, for the ghost of the girl with the hope in her eyes. This is my apology to my younger self for leaving your dreams on a dusty old shelf, saying sorry to the girl with the sun in her hair, for all of the burdens I made you to bear. Forgive me, stay true. I'm trying to find the version of you. The scent of the lavender hits me like lead, reminding me of things that were better left dead. I walked past the bakery we used to frequent, and I tasted the salt of the where the love went. It used to be sweet. It's a bit of nostalgia, sour kind of home, a desert of memory where I'm forced to roam. The good old days of a metallic decay, staying in the light of the current day gray. I'm missing the girl that I was in your arms, but I'm sick of the sound of the memories alarms. I found your old hoodie in the back of the car, a physical sting of how far gone we are. I used to find comfort in the threads and the blue. Now I just choke on the essence of you. It's a poison well, it's a tainted supply of every hello and every goodbye. Stop telling me remember, stop telling me look. I've already finished that particular book, but the heart is a hoarder, the heart is a thief, keeping the honey and keeping the grief. It's a bit of nostalgia, sour kind of home, a desert of memory where I'm forced to roam. The good old days have a metallic decay, staining the light of the current day gray. Stain the lines of your beautiful face. They tore down the diner and they built a hotel. The neighbors moved out, but I can't tell. The seasons are shifting from the gold to the white, but I'm still wearing the dress from that night. The world is a river that's rushing away, while I'm just a stone in the middle of the bay. Everything changed but me, a static soul in a moving world. Watching the banners of the future unfurl. The clock is spinning, but I'm stuck in the past. The only thing of us that was destined to last. I'm a chose to stay. I watched you walk away toward the taxi at the curb, and I stayed in the silence of an unspoken word. I had a whole novel written out in my mind, but I left every syllable and letter behind. I bit on my lip until it started to bleed, hiding the only thing I desperately need. I should have said something, I should have cried out instead of the nothing and the permanent doubt. The weight of unspoken words is a stone in my chest, putting my spirit to a final dark test. I'm choking on the stay and I'm choking on the why. Under the reach of a lead-colored sky, I thought that the silence was a way to be strong, but the silence is where I've been living too long. It's a cage of the quiet, it's a prison of no, watching the distance of the everything grow. I have a million apologies stuck in my throat, like a message that's trapped in a bottle of float. One little sentence could have changed the whole scene, but I stayed in the shadows of the somewhere between. Now the taxi is gone and the street is so still, and I'm left with the weight of an uncleaned hill. I should have said something, I should have cried out instead of the nothing and the permanent doubt. The weight of unspoken words is a stone in my chest, putting my spirit to a final dark test. Speak up, too late. The silence is fate. The spine of this story is weathered and worn, with coffee-stained edges and memories torn. I'm sitting here tracing the ink of our names, back when the fire was more than just flames. I read through the chapters of us and of home before I was left in the garden alone. If I could turn the page, if I could flip the chapter, I'd rewrite the sound of the ghost of our laughter. I'd go back to the part where the plot didn't bend, before we were racing toward the bitter end. But the ink is all dry and the paper is thin, and I can't go If I could turn the page, if I could flip the chapter, I'd rewrite the sound of the ghost of our laughter. I'd go back to the part where the plot didn't bend, before we were racing toward the bitter end. Close a book, put it on the shelf. I'm the only character left to myself. You're standing right there with the phone in your hand, but you're a stranger in a familiar land. Your voice is the same, but the words are all cold. The story we're writing is getting so old. I'm looking for the boy with the light in his eyes, not the man who is built out of granite and lies. I'm missing a version of you that is gone, the one who stayed up to the break of the dawn. I'm mourning the person who you used to be, the one who was actually in love with me. You're still in the room, but the spirit has fled, leaving a ghost in your place instead. Before you decided to live in the dark, you've grown into someone I don't recognize, with a hard, bitter look and a pair of cold eyes. I'm grieving for a person who hasn't even died, the one who is always on my side. Can I bring him back? Can I find him again in the silence of the forest, or the salt of the rain? Or has he been buried under the years, under the weight of the sorry and the tears? I'm missing a version of you that is gone, the one who stayed up to the break of the dawn. I'm mourning the person who you used to be, the one who is actually in love with me. Come back, stay here. I'm losing you every year. The screech of the tires is a sound in my head, a permanent ghost of the things that we said. I can see the headlights, I can see the glass, watching the moment of the tragedy pass. It's a 5-second loop of the end of the line, a memory of yours and a memory of mine. I'm reliving the crash, I'm replaying the impact, searching for a way to rewrite the contract. The metal is twisting, the spirit is torn, and the tragedy version of the day we were born. check for a pulse, but the rhythm is gone, leaving a wreck in the light of the dawn. I'm picking up pieces of chrome and of heart, watching the forever pull itself apart. If I could steer left, if I could hit the brake, would I still be living with a steady cold ache? Or was the collision decided by fate? A heavy dark message that arrived just too late. I'm reliving the crash, I'm replaying the impact, searching for a way to rewrite the contract. The metal is twisting, the spirit is torn, in the tragedy version of the day we were born. And impact, shatter, nothing else matters. In the real version, you walked out the door, and I didn't see your face anymore. But in my head, I'm holding the pen, and I'm starting the story over again. I'm crossing out the goodbye and the tears, erasing the damage of the last 3 years. I'm rewriting the ending, changing the final act, ignoring the truth and the cold-hearted facts. In this version you stay and we talk it all through, and the sky stays a permanent, beautiful blue. I'm the author of maybe and the queen of it, fall in slow motion off a beautiful cliff. I'm adding a chapter where we travel the world, where the banners of forever are finally unfurled. There's no shouting in the kitchen, no ice in the bed, just the beautiful words that we should have said. The ink is still wet and the paper is clean, the happiest movie that I've ever seen. But the book is already in the store on the shelf. I'm just telling lies to my own broken self. The last page is missing, the spine is all broke, and the ending is just a cruel, silent joke. Strike the line, change the scene, pretend you're still the man you've been. The clock is ticking, but the hands don't move. I'm stuck in the rhythm of a worn out groove. I pack my bags and I walk for miles, but I'm still surrounded by your old files. The scenery changes, but the goal stays the same. I'm just a traveler without a new name. I'm running in place, moving without progress, trying to find a way out of this cold mess. My heart is racing, but I'm standing still, losing the battle against my own will. I'm a bird in a cage on a moving train, getting nowhere in the pouring rain. I try a new city, I try a new face, but I can't find a way to leave this space. The distance is a lie that the highway tells, while I'm still ringing our wedding bells. I'm sweating from the effort of trying to let go, but the roots of us are all that I know. If I stop moving, will I start to sink into the places where I no longer think? Or is the running just a way to pretend that I'm not already at the bitter end? Running, still here. The finish line is my own fear. The hourglass is cracked and the grains are all gray, falling in silence through the reach of the day. I try to hold on to the weight of the earth, but the wind came along and turned it to dust. I'm gripping the air, but there's nothing to feel, just a spin of a broken and rusted out view. It's sent through my fingers, a slipping grasp of time, watching the rhythm and the reasoning rain wash away slowly in a desert of white, losing the battle with the reach of the night. Every second is sliding, every minute is gone, while I'm still waiting for the heat of the dawn. I remember the solid, I remember the stone, back before I was left in the garden alone. But the erosion is steady, the erosion is deep, taking the promises I wanted to keep. I'm standing on a dome that is shifting and soft, watching the dust mold spinning in the loft. The more that I squeeze, the faster it goes down to the ocean that nobody knows. A tide of the never and a tide of the no, watching the always start to let go. It's sent through my fingers, a slipping grasp of time, watching the rhythm and the reasoning rhyme wash away slowly in a desert of white, losing the battle with the reach of the night. Sleeping, falling. finish in the cold, looking for the fire that was brave and was bold. I'm blowing on the dust, I'm scraping the grate, trying to bargain with a silent dark fate. There used to be a roar, there used to be a heat. Now there's just a rhythm of my own heart's beat. I'm searching for the spark, hunting for the ember, trying to find the us that I still remember. One little flicker, one little glow to tell me that the always has somewhere to go. But the wood is all damp and the air is so thin, and I can't find the place where the fire should begin. I remember the warmth of your hand in the dark, how we could start a forest with one little spark. But the chemical change has already occurred, and I love you is just a three-syllable word. I'm shivering here in the ruins of the flame, calling out a spirit that no longer has a name. Maybe it's out, maybe it's dead, maybe it's just a ghost inside of my head. But I'll keep on digging through the gray and the black, hoping the heat is gonna come back. Cold empty sky. The spark was There's a circle in red on the 14th of May, the ghost of a forever that has faded away. I look at the grid of the weeks and the months, at the things that we did and the things we did once. Every square is a memory, every line is a scar, tracing the distance of how lost we are. These are stains on the calendar, marks on the days, the heavy bitter residue of all of our ways. A diary of never and a record of no, watching the time and the history go. The ink is a witness to the height of the fall, hanging in silence on the kitchen wall. I should take it down, I should throw it away, stop living my life in a dead yesterday. But the numbers are anchors, the dates are all keys to the beautiful versions of our memories. October was gold and December was blue, before I lost the always I had in you. Flip the page, start the year over again. Try to outrun the ghost of the rain, but the cycle is permanent, the pattern is set, and I haven't finished the calendar yet. These are stains on the calendar, marks on the days, the heavy bitter residue of all of our ways. A diary of never and a record of no, watching the time and the history go. Tuesday, Friday, just just another dying day. It's not even a weekend, it's not even a day, just a regular evening, a regular late. The sun is a sliver of orange and gray behind the grocery store across the way. The world is just ending on a Tuesday night under a mediocre version of life. It's a sunset on a Tuesday, the weekdays and the slow motion loss of a lover and friend. No fireworks showing, no choir in the sky, just a boring and a typical version of goodbye. The traffic is humming, the sirens are loud, while I'm losing my way in a Tuesday crowd. I have to go to work in the morning at 8, regardless of the fact that I'm drowning in faith. The dishes are waiting, the laundry is there, while I'm breathing the salt of the evening air. Heartbreak is heavy when the world is so plain, when you're crying in the middle of a Tuesday rain. I thought the finale would be something more than a quiet conversation by the grocery store, but the universe is moving, the universe is wide, and I'm just a woman with nowhere to hide. It's a sunset on a Tuesday, the weekdays and the slow motion loss of a lover and no fireworks showing, no choir in the sky, just a boring and a typical version of goodbye. Wednesday's coming, the light is gone, Tuesday's over, move on. The velvet is heavy, and the stage is all dark. The crowd has gone home, and there isn't a spark. The script is all tattered, the costumes are worn, a tragedy version of the day we were born. We played our parts well, we gave it our all, but we're standing in the shadow of the final wall. It's the final curtain call, the very last bow. There's no more later and there's no more now. The applause has gone quiet, the lights have gone dim on the ghost of her and the memory of him. The show is officially over tonight. Into the silence and the lack of the light, we'll pack up the props and we'll sweep up the floor, and we won't be performers in here anymore. The story was beautiful, the story was long, but we hit the last note of the very last song. I'm exiting stage left, you're heading stage right into the middle of a the theater of always, the palace of we is a museum of a person that I used to be. It's the final curtain call, the very last bow. There's no more later and there's no more now. The applause has gone quiet, the lights have gone dim on the ghost of her and the memory of him. Curtain down, lights out. The end of the story is what it's about. He's sitting in the kitchen, he's drinking my tea. The version of you stayed here with me. He's helpful and kind and he never gets mad. He's the best of the lovers that I never had. But he doesn't have a pulse and he doesn't have a face. He's just a vibration in a hollowed out space. It's the ghost of a what if, the phantom of choice, the echo of a forever in a silent dark voice. He's haunting the hallway, he's haunting the bed, the perfect made version of a life that is dead. I'm living with a shadow of a different design, searching for a future that was never quite mine. What if I stayed? What if you changed? What if the universe hadn't been rearranged? We'd have a dog in a house with a fence, in a world that actually started to make sense. But the reality is cold and the reality is thin, and I'm just a woman with a hole deep within. He follows me into the middle of sleep with a promise of always he was destined to keep. But I wake to the quiet, I wake to the blue and the ghost of what if isn't actually you. It's the ghost of a what if, the phantom of choice, the echo of a forever in a silent dark voice. He's haunting the hallway, he's haunting the bed, the perfect made version of a life that is dead. Phantom voice, the heavy choice. We saved all the arguments for a rainy day. We tucked all the unangry words safely away. We were so polite, we were so very kind, leaving the truth a million miles behind. Now the interest is due and the balance is high, and we haven't got a hello or even a why. It's a high cost of silence, the dead of muted feelings, watching the cracks reach up to the ceiling. We pay for the peace with the soul of the us, trading the passion for a lack of fuss. Now the bank is all empty and the vault is all bare, and we're should have yelled, I should have screamed about the ways that we were what we seemed. But I kept my mouth shut, I kept my heart tight, until the love just disappeared into the night. The quiet was a poison, a slow-moving flood, stopping the breath and the beat of the blood. I'm standing at the crossroads of was and could be, watching the asphalt stretch out to the sea. I remember the morning we chose to go right, driving away from the ghosts of the night. But I wonder about the left-hand turn and the lessons we wouldn't have had to learn. Oh, the roads we didn't take, the untraveled paths, free from the wreckage in the bitter cold aftermath. I can see us in a parallel life, far, far away, where the sun didn't set on our beautiful day. A map of what if and a ghost of maybe, where I was still us and you were still baby. The gravel is crunching under my feet on a dead-end circle of a one-way street. I'm mapping the shadows of what might have been on the empty spaces where we both grew thin. Every fork in the road is a splinter of glass, watching the version of forever pass. Maybe we're happy in a town in the west, maybe we finally put the questions to rest. But I'm on this highway alone and so cold, tracing a story that's already been told. Oh, the roads we didn't take, the untraveled paths, free from the wreckage in the bitter cold aftermath. I can see us in a parallel light, far, far away, where the sun didn't set on our beautiful day. Untraveled, unseen, the distance between where we could have been. I walked past your house and I saw your new car. I wonder if you know exactly how far the distance has grown since the day that we broke, since the words of thee always turned into smoke. You're looking for a person who doesn't exist, a girl who was lost in the midwinter mist. That version of me you knew was dead. moment was better.